Hello, love. I'm back. These little things on my desk are stuff that Princeton made. He wanted me to show it to you. He made my recording desk with my laptop and a mouse. And he made my throne that I sit in to record. And he made my bed with some pillows. So he said, Grandma, I'm going to leave them on your desk so you can show everyone on your show. So there it is. I showed you what my baby made. And I think he's so talented. But we're going to get into this reading and see what's coming out on the cards. So let's see. What's the message that wants to come out right now? This is a timeless message. If you're watching it, there's something here for you. Let's find out how you're showing up and the energy on the other side of the table as well. We'll use the Caroline Myers archetype cards to find this out, and then we'll see how else this message develops. I know I have the cat tarot that's been waiting to come out. I saw that since last night that I should use the cat tarot today, so we will be using that as well as some other oracle cards. So let me see. All right, let me see you. Okay, and there you are, flying right out. The Exorcist. Ooh. Transmuting that energy, baby. Yeah. Freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses. Let's see the energy of the other person involved in this situation, the other side of the table. We have the child wounded. Child wounded. Awaken. So with the child wounded, there's somebody here. They're carrying some childhood wounds. It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. In the image, you see the back of one person with two little ones on their side. They're all wrapped up in a blanket, okay? So there's some energy there about that. Let me see what is happening between the common energy between both. Give me one moment because I feel like, yes, the Enchanted Map Oracle is perfect. So let's see what the Enchanted Map Oracle will show us about this energy, what's happening. Okay, so with the Exorcist energy, it talks about, removing dark influences, bringing light to where there was dark so that there can be freedom and release. And the child wounding, this has to do with some hurt, some pain. The pain is valid. This is somebody's life experience, right? The pain that they went through it wasn't a joke. It wasn't fake. It was real. And maybe that's part of what's happening here for somebody. That's definitely part of what's happening where it has been treated as though it was a joking matter. It was being treated as though it was not really serious, or maybe it was treated as though it didn't really happen. And so somebody carried some strong pain with them as a result of that. But now you're showing up in this energy as an exorcist, so you could be bringing light to this situation by accepting and transmuting this energy. Maybe you're the teacher teaching this one how to accept and transmute the energy. Okay, let me see what is the situation here, the common situation between these two. Okay, we have the Ghostlands card coming out. There is, with the Ghostlands card, an energy of, as you dig into the past, you can shed a lot of light on the present. And there's always lessons from the past if you choose to find them. And then from bringing those lessons from the past, you can, once we understand them, we can transmute them into bringing out what we'd like to see more of. Yeah. So let's see what you need to know. I'm seeing the African goddess rising. What you need to know, I'm hearing what's going to be one of the key issues in resolving the situation. So let's see what you need to know. Shout out to Janine, our first commenter in the live once again. All right, and what you need to know. What you need to know. And this, what you need to know is the path of solution in the situation, right? That's what I'm hearing. It's the path of the solution in the situation. All right, so let's see what you need to know. What you need to know. Path of the solution in the situation. What you need to know. This one wants to come out grief. There's pain there. Somebody hasn't allowed themselves to grieve. Somebody hasn't allowed themselves to grieve a loss, whether that loss was of a person, experience, a dream. There's something here that hasn't been acknowledged. There's some grief here that needs to be, and I heard holding on to that grief is going to cause a lot of stress in the body. It can cause a lot of dis-ease and dysfunction. So the path of solution is the grief. We got to hit that grief energy. Okay, so the guidance here with the divine abundance. Let's see the guidance for this experience. What's the guidance that you can show us, please and thank you? The guidance. For somebody, this child wounded has to do with a single parent. There's a single parent. It could have been two children involved with one single parent and a lot of struggle there. I see somebody whose mother died trying to take care of two kids by herself. I heard she worked herself to death. Okay. Let me see the guidance here. What's the guidance? Okay, here we go. Guidance is change. It says, when the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroad in your own evolution. Do we have an adult who's dealing with the pain and grief that they never allowed themselves to feel regarding a parent who had worked so hard? And, now this person is here in your life and needs some awareness of how to transmute this energy. Okay, is it that you're having an experience where you're dealing with this person who has this childhood wounding, and maybe your ego is having a bit of a time of accepting the validity of their pain? Because I hear somebody saying you need to just let that go and move on. Well, it's easier said than done. I'm hearing easier said than done. Okay, and so the divine feminine oracle, we'll use this and see what's the supportive element that's here right now. We have a supportive element available. We have some support. So let's see what is that supportive energy that's here to assist with this change. Okay, somebody here has been holding on to the wounds of this past so deeply that they've been affecting their everyday now, and for some of you, it's like you've been living your external life according to, the struggles that you saw your mother go through, possibly, trying to make up for that all the time. And if that's you, it's time to free yourself from that burden. It is done. Okay, and you can free yourself from that burden, or you can really make the choice to keep burdening yourself with it should you choose to remain burdened. But this is guiding an opportunity to change that energy. I heard you owe suffering to no one. Okay, so somebody here has been making themselves pay consequences in their physical experience because of the path that they observed, which became a level of internal programming. Somebody saw this path of the one that sacrifices themselves all the time. Okay, and so that became a pattern in your life, and now you're ready to remove it. But there's some grief that needs to be acknowledged here. So what's the supportive element? Is the cosmic egg, the divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. I'm hearing that grief doesn't I hear allow for that cosmic egg to open. It wants to open inside of you. There's so much more than this I'm hearing Belle from Beauty and the Beast, so that's definitely my mother's energy coming through. That was one of her favorite Disney movies. But I hear there must be more than this provincial life. So I hear Belle singing, and it's like, yeah, you're saying to yourself, there's got to be more than this. Okay, so I see the person, and yes, some of you are definitely dealing with the other, but they want me to focus back more on you and you. So in your physical life, you've been living a very protective life, trying to be very protective and stuff because of the hard lessons you've learned from the past, and some of that protection is trying to feel like you have to keep everyone together and keep everything floating and keep everything together. But what's happened is you've forsaken yourself in so many ways. Why? Because of guilt, of shame, and grief about how others would view you if you didn't make the same sacrifices that were taught to you to make. Okay, so there's some situation from the past here, and you're trying to make a big change in your life. You really want to feel free. You really want to feel able to move and do and become more on this planet, to have more than the provincial life. What the heck does the word provincial mean anyway? Hold on, let me get my phone out. I need to Google that because I hear it, I sang it, but I need to understand that word better. And maybe you do too. So before we get into these tarot cards, let's look up that word, provincial. It makes me think of the word providence, meaning like territorial. Let's see, of or concerning a province or country or empire, of or concerning the region outside of the capital city of a country, especially when regarded as unsophisticated. Unsophisticated is okay, or narrow-minded. I believe that's the definitions we're looking for. Unsophisticated or narrow-minded. Unsophisticated and narrow-minded. So there must be more than this unsophisticated, narrow-minded life. So maybe that's the life you've been living, but you're trying to see, what can I do to move beyond that? This is like there used to be a time, when my overhead was like $1,400 a month for everything, home and business. And it was so difficult to make it. And that wouldn't even cover one of my expenses right now. It's moved to be so much more. And so it's that kind of an idea of expansion to where you've never gone before, something that causes you to be uncomfortable. There's somebody here who wants to grow beyond the lacking limitation mindset that they received from their childhood. I see somebody who wants to cut out all these poverty mindset, somebody who wants to cut out the idea that people don't like them, or that they're unaccepted, or that they can never have more than they've had before. I see somebody who has been through a lot of pain in life, unreleased pain. And for somebody here, it was the parent that is not in this picture. I heard ran off with the loot. They ran off with the money. Okay, somewhere. Or, if they didn't run off with the loot, they didn't run off the money. This was somebody who was supposed to be here to provide, but we don't see them in the picture. So this also deals with single parent families, big time single parent families. And so what tends to happen is you get so used to the struggle. You get so used to the struggle that you're grateful just to have a place to lay your head and some food to put in your belly. But somebody's saying, you know what? I want more than just a place to lay my head and food to put in my belly. I want really good food in my belly. I want a luxurious place to lay my head. And you know what? I'd like some fun experiences to go with it. But there's some sort of pain attached to it. I also heard there's somebody here who they watched a family member that really suffered a lot because of having a lot of money. Somebody here has money attached to pain. Money attached to pain, either in the obtaining of it or the having of so much. And I heard the leeches. I was getting ready to call them people, but I heard the leeches that surrounded. For somebody here, that's part of the reason why there is some lack and limitation, poverty mindset, struggle, whatever that is going on, because there's so much of that attached from past experience. You observed it. It became, once your brain saw it, once your eyes saw it, once your ears heard it, it became registered into your brain. It became a part of your memory. And so for somebody here, I really see you've been breaking that, like I already moved past this past. Okay. And there's a lot of magic right now in you. I see that you're at this place where this cosmic egg wants to come open for you. Okay. ever expanding it. And I hear, and the beautiful part of it is, it's okay for you to have these beautiful experiences in life. They feel like love. Okay, these beautiful experiences that you're choosing for yourself now feels like love. It's okay for you to have that. I heard you got to give yourself permission for that. And is that part of the grief that's attached here to this, from this childhood experience where there was so much pain? Love was equated to pain, because that's what you observed, that's what you learned. Oh boy, that's a lot to deal with. But there's room for a lot of progress, there's room for a lot of expansion, and there's room for a lot of change here. So let's see. We're going to do my 3-card doing spread in combination with my 8-card clarity spread. Let's see what you're doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing in this? From the Cat Tarot, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? You have the 3 of Cups. Ooh, look at that. You got an extra cup to spare. We got 2 kitties drinking from 2 full bowls of water. We got a whole extra bowl there. There's a whole extra bowl available. So what that's telling me is you actually having some abundance right now. You're actually having some extra right now. And you're celebrating that. That's good. Okay, this is part of this exorcist energy. When you can feel good about having an abundance, this is a beautiful thing, because this child wounded energy, and this could be from your past, right? Or this could be from somebody else that's around you, doesn't really know how to truly celebrate that. As a matter of fact, somebody living in that child wounded mentality of what I'm channeling about this poverty and lack mindset will begin to worry. We'll begin to worry when we have more money. This person will begin to worry when we have more money, because now we got something to lose. Somebody might come steal it, or something unexpected might happen. All these worries start to pop up in this person's consciousness, because that's what they've been accustomed to. Having an abundance, it's not what they've been accustomed to. So then it would cause them to worry. It's like somebody who used to carry, I remember that too, used to be afraid of carrying $700 to make one of them rent money orders, cash. And then now all of a sudden you're carrying $5,000 cash. Okay, that could trigger fears in somebody. But I see what you're doing is you're not allowing yourself to go there. You're allowing yourself to celebrate your abundance right now, your ability to provide. Okay, and what are they doing on the other side? We have the 10 of Swords energy here for the other side of the table, and it's this cat. It's this cat, and it's clinging to the screen. He's clinging to the screen. So somebody's freaking out. Somebody's freaking out. 10 of Swords, okay? 10 of Swords is the final answers. 10 of Swords is also a card that relates to betrayal, okay? 10 of Swords is a card. Somebody here, I just pick up the energy with that cat of freaking out. It's giving me the Spider-Man syndrome energy, where like you get your wish fulfilled and oh my God, this is so scary. What do I do now? It's like you get your wish fulfilled and it's almost like you're so afraid, because it's so huge, so epic for you, that you freak the heck out, and you're unsure. You're unsure. It triggers because this is taking you outside of your comfort zone. Okay. I also see somebody here who is making some sense, where you've been talking to somebody about your childhood wounding possibly, and what helped you heal that. Maybe you're talking to somebody about how you transmuted your poverty and lack and limitation mindset, that's helping them out. Maybe you're talking to somebody about how you changed from nobody likes you to now you are loved and accepted and respected, and that's helping somebody out. Let me see, what's God doing in this? Let's see what's God doing in this situation. Okay, the Fool. God said, just let it go, baby. It's time for a new day. And I'm hearing Nina Simone. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And I'm feeling good. It's time to feel good. It's time to feel good. So somebody's having a strong realization of where they've been holding on to some idea. There's this huge epiphany moment where it's like, oh my God, this is how I've been doing it to myself. This is the core belief. This is the idea I've been holding. This is a repetitive thing I've been saying that has supported that mentality. And somebody with that 10 of Swords is finally making sense of them. And it's like a yowzer moment. I heard the word yowzers. Okay, what is that, Doctor? Inspector Gadget. It's Inspector Gadget. Okay. Inspector Gadget, his suit got all kinds of knickknacks and gadgets on it that comes out when he needs them. He's got all the tools. So we're Inspector Gadgeting the heck out of this thing. We've got the tools inside. I heard mind mechanicking because they're putting heavy emphasis on his hat. If y'all remember the Inspector Gadget cartoon, all the tools came out of his hat, right? And so many things would come out of that hat of his. And so they're saying, there's so much to do with the mind here. And the Ten of Swords, this epiphany, this realization is happening in the mind. The Ten of Swords suit always deals with thoughts and communications. And so somebody here is having this epiphany moment. With the 10, we have the number 1 and 0. 1 is, as above, so below, personal authority, new beginnings, fresh starts, innovative ideas. And then with the 0, we have the infinite potential that supports that. So here we have somebody who's finally let go of maybe it's a self-betrayal act, or maybe it's idea of acts of others that were betrayals, right? Somebody's having a new realization. Everything is coming to clarity about that. And this is helping. This is helping so much. It's releasing someone from the binds and the confines of that limited belief. Because as long as their belief stayed there, their life couldn't expand past it. But now we have this divine feminine energy here that's an ever-expanding force of love that's embracing the ever-expanding universe that lies within. And then we have your energy here that is freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses, Let me see, what's the biggest fear that we have here? The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. I heard that it's all just a tease because we have this cat and then there's the cat toy. And there's nobody to play with me. Okay, so biggest fear, somebody's afraid they're going to be alone. Nobody's going to like them. They won't be accepted. Afraid that everything is a tease. Things aren't going to work out. Knight of Wands. Afraid of their own inspiration, afraid of the divine inspiration within them, that they could really make this change, afraid that they don't have enough skills, talents, or abilities to do it, to make it happen. Somebody's afraid to get in the game and give it a shot, to shoot your shot, to give it a fair trial or a fair try. Okay, somebody's afraid that all they'll ever do is try and never complete. I heard you're making progress every time. You keep trying. You figure out another way that it doesn't work, but you keep getting back at it. You keep figuring another way. You keep on getting at it, and before you know it, there's this final answer. There's this Ten of Swords energy, this epiphany, this awakening, this understanding of something. So let's see where to focus instead. Where to focus instead is the Page of Swords. I'm hearing remaining teachable. Remain teachable. So again, now this is showing me there's so much focus on action with the Knight of Wands and what to do. Page of Swords is saying focus on the idea. Okay, focus on the idea of what you would like to see. Focus on creating the image, asking the questions. I heard, and stop trying to answer your own questions, because you're only answering your own questions from your own limited perspective, from your own limited understanding. Just ask a question and then let the universe fill in the answers for you. Let life fill in the answers for you. God is going to use the experiences in your life to show you how. With the Fool, God's saying, trust in me as well. The Fool card is also a card that in one of my decks, it literally is named trust. So what is God doing here? God is saying, just trust in me, my child. I got you. Okay, I got you. I'm going to take care of you. Everything is going to be okay. Somebody is freaking out about something. You could be very happy about it. You know that this is a good thing. For somebody, there's this realization that completely shocked somebody. Somebody just found out Santa Claus ain't real. Some just found out Jesus really wasn't born on December 25th. Some just found out something that was life-changing, and this is freaking this person out. But the fact of the matter is, you seem to have this awareness that, it could be freaking you out, but at the end of the day, now you know more. Okay, now you're dealing in accuracy out here. Now you're dealing in accuracy. Now you have more wisdom and understanding. This is going to help you moving forward. So let me see. A past experience to let go. What's the past experience to let go? So it's like, what else can I learn from here? Remain teachable. Allow yourself to learn from the experiences. As things are happening, stop deciding what it is and Ask the universe to show you what it really is, because you got these ideas and judgments of what it is that's happening here, of what experiences are, especially the ones that are uncomfortable. People are quick to say, oh, this is terrible, a horrible thing has happened. They're quick to label it something ugly, and then it has to show you itself that way. This may feel uncomfortable, okay? Even that would be a more open-minded way to say such a thing. This feels uncomfortable, or this isn't pleasant right now. But if you got to say that, then open it up. But I want to see what's God going to do with this. What's God? You could even say it plain and simple. I've said this to God so many times before. What is this shit storm in my hand? I know there's a blessing in it. Show me the blessing behind this stressing. Okay. Sometimes you got to go there. But let's see what's the past experience. So let go is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. This cat has got its head in a bowl of food. Okay, but here's the thing. It buried in the sand. It says it's telling me buried head in the sand. It's like the times that you didn't know better. I heard stop beating yourself up for what you didn't know. And there's this energy of innocence that I'm hearing. Somebody was this experience of being more concerned with the physical things than with wisdom. With what's physical, more worried about what you're going to eat today instead of applying wisdom to make sure you eat every day. Okay, for somebody, it's that simple. And what's the wisdom that's applied to eat every day? Knowing that I have my daily bread for every day. I heard. Okay, so someone wants to know. Pay attention. You've had your bread for every day. The more you keep looking at lack and limitation, the more you're going to keep seeing lack and limitation. Okay. I also see somebody here where well, let's stick on. Can we just stick to this one thing first? We can go back and talk about these other experiences in a minute. Let's stick on track where we're at. So, past experience to let go. Spirit was speaking to you. The wisdom was there. You ignored your intuition in the past. Let go of that. Now you're aware of it, so it can turn out different. Yeah, past experience that is useful to you is the devil. So in the past, there's been some experiences where you felt tempted, you felt stuck, okay? But from those, there's light to be seen. There's wisdom to be seen. It's like someone here was stuck in the mud, stuck in the sand for so long. The longer you stayed there, the more you started to realize, like, oh, this doing the same thing isn't helping. It's not working. Okay. For some of you, there's a Capricorn person in your life that came into your life in the past and taught you some things. Was it this Capricorn person who did things and believed things completely different that came into your life to share some things with you? Okay. A dog on a leash. We got a dog on a leash. Okay. Feeling like you had to please your owner. Yeah, but feeling like you had to please your owner in the past was a useful experience. You know what that feels like. Now you know that you don't have an owner. What to cultivate another perspective. We're going to see things differently here. We're going to see things differently here. The delays are allowing for divine timing, okay, allowing me to get my energy in alignment. In the past, there were things you wanted and you got them. I heard in the past there were things that you wanted and you got them. And I hear after I'm hearing a long windy road where spirit tried to guide you down the road to get what you wanted, but you wasn't listening. You weren't paying attention. You ended up stuck, and then that made you pay attention, and then you got what you wanted. Okay, so now you're taking a different perspective of the message that you see. I'm not even getting, because this cat is in the tree the way it is saying connecting with that nature energy is something to cultivate. Connect with okay, thank you. I see somebody here, you're afraid to take action because when you take action in the past, it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. You ended up stuck. Well, here's the thing. You got to understand that the idea is going to set in first before it's go time. So there's somebody here has this perspective that has got them caught up and overwhelmed sometimes, where like when you have the idea is when it's time to go. The spirit doesn't always do that. Sometimes that could happen, but when it happens, there's going to be no doubts. Okay. Most of the time, at least from what we're channeling and what we have experienced as well, is that Spirit's going to give the idea. God's going to give you the idea. You receive the download. You'll get the idea. You'll have the vision of what's in your future. And then it's a path to align you with it. And so a lot of people sit there and they get down on themselves because that change hasn't happened yet. They didn't do it yet. I should be further. I should have did this. I should have, could have, would have. But the energy wasn't right. If it was, you would have got up and did it. Because when it's when the hangman is not in play, then when it's go time. In other words, because the hangman is saying it's not time yet, it's a delay. Okay, you need to understand that there's a purpose for the delay. Somebody here, that's a big message. You got to understand there's a purpose for the delay. Maybe you've really been wanting this change for a long time. You're tired of living under this childhood wounding energy. But so you've been doing everything you can to cut out that negativity from in you, cut out limiting beliefs and poverty consciousness and lacks and limitations and all of these things. Okay, but there's some sort of grief that needs to be addressed here. And is that grief about it's taking too damn long? Is that why you're grieving? Because you feel like it's taking too long? They're saying, no, you understand everything is in perfect timing. If it would have happened then, I heard there's some aspects of your consciousness that wasn't ready to perpetuate it, support it, let it come to full blossom, to come to full bloom, to come out 100% correct. In other words, the cake wasn't done baking yet. You don't want to eat cake mix. You want to eat cake. Okay. You got to let the cake cook all the way. Yeah, you don't want to eat a raw burger. Let that burger cook all the way before you bite into it. And that's what the hangman is here for. So in human experience, we're looking and we're like, well, I have this great dream. I have this great vision for my life. I want this to happen. Okay. And it needs to happen now. But spirit knows all the other things that needs to happen in you to be a vibrational match to it. So many people just waiting for somebody to come drop a bag of money on their head, or to win at the casino, or win the lottery, or scratch offs or something like that. Well, here's the thing. If you don't change that poverty mindset before you win, all that money is going to go out the door anyways, because your fear of losing it will attract the losing it. We got to get you into wealth consciousness before you get your big bag of money, so that when you get that big bag of money, you're going to be able to grow it, perpetuate it, and thrive with it, and then do what it was sent to you to do with it. You got to have your mind right for the blessing you're getting. This is just like somebody who you've been waiting to materialize this beautiful relationship. All you ever materialized was some jokers, you know what I'm saying? Players and jokers, unreliable, undependable, the type, right? But all they did was prepare you to get you to see, where were you accepting this? Where were you accepting this from yourself, from other people? Were you really in alignment? Were you the right kind of partner, that the kind of partner you want would expect and deserve? And so then later you attract a relationship that's a healthier relationship. Now you got all the wisdom from all the jokers and the players and the junk that you had dealt with before, to give you the wisdom on how to handle this. What types of stuff do you need to be concerned about? What types of stuff is none of your concern? What kind of personality do you really want to be? And what are you vibrationally aligned with to hold that relationship instead of to destroy the relationship? Because I hear somebody here, you had a great relationship before and you destroyed the heck out of it. Why? Because you had all this childhood wounding in you. You had a great partner, somebody who's very considerate, very kind, very patient with you. They put up with all your shenanigans and your BS. And what you do, you harass the hell out of them until they left your ass alone. Yeah, you ain't gonna do that no more, but you wouldn't know that. Okay, so if that's you, don't worry. You got another great partner coming. That person was part of your training day. Some people just don't like training day, and the hangman is definitely a training day. At the very least, it's a training of your vibration. And if you've got the vibration, then it's a training on maintaining and steadying that vibration, okay, until it shows up. And sometimes you aren't the reason it's delayed. Sometimes it's the other person or the other co-creative elements of your experience that's delayed. They got to be in alignment at the same time when you're ready for things to come right, for things, that oven got to be hot, right? The oven got to be hot, right? You got to have fresh milk. You can't have spoiled milk in there. You got to make sure you have enough eggs, you know what I'm saying, to make that cake. You can't make it if all the co-creative. So here you are trying to make the cake, but the milk ain't got here from the store yet. Or you know what I'm saying? Or you ain't got the eggs. Hold your horses, honey. Just wait to make the cake until you got all the ingredients so you can make a delicious cake to come out the way you want it to. Instead of making it half-assed, and now it don't taste right, it don't look right, it don't cook right. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why this hangman is here. When it is time, there will not be doubt in you. It's going to be what we call on this channel a gotta take a dump urge. When you got to take a dump, ain't nothing coming between you and the toilet. You going to get there. Even if you're driving down the street, you're going to find one, you're going to get there. You know what I'm saying? If it feels like that, then yes, the energy is aligned. But when you're saying, oh, maybe I should, yeah, but if I do that, then if you got the yeah, but, then it's not time. It's not time. Well, I don't know. If you got the well, I don't know, it's not time. It's not time. Give it time for the energy to align before you take the action. This is what the elite know. This is what those secret society people know, is that you align the energy first, and then you take the action. And your next step is action, with the King of Wands coming through as the next step. When you get that gotta take a dump urge, honey, you will have processed, you have thought it through, you will have adjusted your vibration, you will have gathered all your own character traits needed, you would have gathered the wisdom you needed, the new perspectives you needed, the vibrational alignment needed, and your go time, you're ready to go, King of Wands. You'll be ready to go when it's time to go. But you'll know when it's time to go. When it's go time, there's no doubts. It's clear. So let's see what's your inner strength in this. What's your inner strength in this? Your inner strength in this is justice. Ooh. And we have a cat that's biting the hand. And with that, it's like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. So your inner strength in this is, I heard, having bit the hand that fed you before, you know better than to do it now. Okay, you've received karmic repercussions for making some foul moves in the past. So now you know better. That's wisdom attributed to you. That's wisdom that you can use. Okay, slow your roll and ask some questions. Don't just jump in and try to get to work. Slow your roll and ask some questions. Let the divine timing fill itself up. You know what I'm saying? Let that epiphany sit in. For somebody, the thing that's gonna bring upon the next step is the resolving of this childhood wound. Maybe that resolving of the childhood wound has to do with being accepted, being liked, being appreciated, something like that. Maybe that childhood wound has to do with an ability to expand, to grow your finances, grow your consciousness, grow your whatever this is you're trying to grow. Let me see what's the outside help or advisor that we have here. Okay, the outside help is the Seven of Wands. Why does this look like a pool shark right here, kitty? He's laying down. He's got a stick, but his claws are out. And he looked like, right now, he looked like he was holding a pool cue, like looking to see what shot you were going to make. Okay, outside help is that the situation perpetuates itself. Interesting. So here, you're dealing with the situation where you got pressure coming at you from different sides. You can have different people coming at you with the same type of thing, and it's not fun. But what it's doing is it's building inside of you. I heard a stamina and a strength to confront issues head on. And so anywhere where you've been holding on to this wounded childhood energy, you keep attracting people and situations, circumstances to remind you of that. And then I heard Mary J. Blige, you remind me. It's a deja vu, honey. I've seen you before, baby. Don't you know that you remind me? So some of you are attracting people that remind you of a father, a mother, the parent that left, the lover that left, whatever this was that hurt you. You keep attracting that reminds you, and in the thing is, it's beneficial. They keep showing up because, so you keep having this experience. It keeps showing up the same way. It could be showing up with different faces and names and places, right? Either way, your best thing to do, where you should focus on, is, why does this keep showing up? What does this experience have to show me? If you're living that experience where it's like Groundhog Day, and you keep living the same junk over and over again, you keep waking up to the alarm to the same day, same old shit, wondering why this problem don't get no better. I thought this would have ended by now. Well, what is it that I haven't seen? What can I learn from this? Why am I here again? You're finding yourself where you've been before, and this is not where you wanted to be. And then it would be wise to ask and leave that question open to God, to the universe, to answer to you. Why am I here again? What is there for me to learn here? What is this experience serving me? Because Everything is serving you. And if you don't like it, it's probably serving you some shit that you've been served up so many times, but ain't wanted to see, not name one of them times. Until you see it, you're going to keep living it over and over and over again. You're going to have to learn that lesson to move on to the next phase, to move on to the next thing, because this delay right here is in your best interest. It's something you're going to have to understand. Like when the universe holds you up and things don't move forward, you stop and ask why. It's like the business location. I kept thinking to myself, well, the business is going to grow now. And it wasn't growing. And it wasn't growing. And it wasn't getting busier. And I'm just like, oh, so I finally thought about this technique that I'm seeing in these cards for you today, which was, okay, I believe the business is growing, but I'm not seeing that experience. So what is it that I need to see? What's the false idea that I'm holding within me? What can I do to transmute this energy? And what was revealed, y'all might laugh at me about this, but I'm gonna be candid about it. What was revealed was that I had a neighbor who was very spiteful. She was acting out very spiteful, a little bit hateful, just doing some dirt. And I remember what Spirit showed me is, you remember when you wish that she would just close, that her business would just close and she'd just get the heck out of your face? Yeah. Oh, they're like, remember what you put out comes back to you. I was like, oh, yeah. I found Spirit was raw with me. And they were like, yeah, you wish that she would lose her business there so she could get the fuck out of your way. And so then what happened? My business stayed fucking stagnant for so long. And it's like, once I realized that, I saw a shift and an increase. And so what did I do? Once Spirit showed me what it was. So first I asked the question, what is it I haven't seen that can open up this energy? Clearly there's something I hadn't seen. Got to be willing to be teachable. Ask and be willing to be teachable. So I asked a question, I got the answer. Then it was like, how do I transmute this energy? Well, love transmutes everything. So I had to stop and think about, well, where's the love in this? Well, really, I don't have no problem with that lady having her business. What I didn't like was being bothered. And you know what I didn't like was her attacks. And what I didn't like was the way she talked to me and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? In reality, she can't affect my business. Only I can affect my business. And I said, you know what? I'm glad she has a business. I want everybody to thrive. I want everybody to be successful. If she got here, she deserves to be here. And I wouldn't want my business to be shut down, nor anybody else's business to be shut down. I actually really want everybody to thrive. And I don't care. She could be an asshole all she wants to. I'm going to love on her anyways. And I will literally think, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I ho'oponopono the thing. And so after that, the energy shifted. Business started picking up. And do you know that lady moved out in the middle of the night? My daughter thinks it's funny as hell that the lady moved out in the middle of the night, but she did. She moved out. I didn't do nothing. I didn't wish ill will on her, but it was where I had wished ill will on her in the past, in the slightest way. I wasn't really, all I just wanted was to be left alone. But the way I said it, it was coming back to me. So for somebody, is that the delay that's happening here? Was there somewhere where, you had to realize, well, damn, I wish that on somebody else. And that shit is coming back on me. For some of that could totally be what's happening here. If it's not that for you in this experience, at the very least, it's the technique of being willing to be teachable, to find out where was it that you took a step or you did something that worked against yourself. Be teachable. Ask a question. Let the universe show you. Ask and you shall receive. The bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords, and there's the truth, baby. This is all about getting to the truth. So what is the truth that it benefits me to see? What is the truth that I prosper once I see? What is the truth that lends to my prosperity? What is the truth that lends to my good health? What is the truth that lends to my abundance? What is the truth that's here for me to see in this repeated cycle that I keep living? What is the truth? Why am I here? What is the truth of why am I here? I found myself back where I didn't want to be. So clearly there's something here for me to see. There's an underlying truth. Once that underlying truth is seen, 10 of Swords, now we have that end of cycle. That's the end of cycle. Once that truth is seen, that's that epiphany moment. So I just see you lapping up this experience here. Spirit showing you, what is this? Spirit showing you what's going on here. Spirit showing you what that truth is you've been lacking seeing. Why the energy has been standing there, like Spirit being on guard, like you ain't going nowhere till you get this truth, till you accept this truth. Melinda, you wished ill will on that lady and her business. Yeah, you were mad. We're not saying you weren't valid because she was really a bitch. However, you don't put out that type of intention or wish for nobody. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Let me correct my behavior. Let me correct my mentality. Let me adjust my intention here. I just want peace. I want love and peace and happiness in my workplace, just like my home. And once I did that, the energy shifted, and well, you know, she moved out and I had nothing to do with it. Or did I? Or did I? Or did I? Because, you know, there's that theory that you're the only one that really exists in your human experience. Everyone else is just a reflection of you. So thank her for being the reflection of the asshole inside of me. And once I didn't need that reflection no more, it moved the heck on. And now we're on to the next level. I hope you're catching this, because if you are, it's definitely meant for you. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. But thanks for listening to the video. I want to talk about this now, what they started going to earlier around when I was around here in the cards, about a romantic situation. Okay, it was about a romantic situation. I know somebody here, you really want to know about the romantic situation. Whew, excuse me. Okay, so we're going to talk about this romantic situation. Hold on. I'm going to put a timestamp on this. So I just need to take a note. Is that when we start talking about the romantic experience? So there is a romantic experience here. And what I see is there's a person who wants to be the healer of the person that they're in love with. You are figuring your own stuff out so much that you have attracted a situation with a person who needs to figure out some of the stuff you figured out. And so in between you here is the past, okay? The past is one of the things that is your common ground. You need to understand that there's always a point of attraction between two people who come together in a relationship. So this could be romantic or friendship or some other type, but they want me to focus on this romantic relationship right now. So there's this connection between two people who have a common pain, and you can call it a trauma bond. I know that's not the kind of relationship you wanted to attract. You didn't want to attract a trauma bond. You didn't know it was a trauma bond until you got deeper into it. But there is some sort of common ground. For some of you, both of you were raised by a single mother. Okay. For some of you, both of you just had severe abandonment issues or poverty issues, but that is part of the common ground that's attracted you to one another. Now, here's the thing that I see though. You're at different levels of awareness in regards to that childhood wounding, this past that draws you together. And what it is, you know, the universe has a way of attracting to you exactly what you need in the moment. So when you've done all this stuff to you know, free yourself of destructive impulses and negative beliefs and all this stuff from your past, now you have somebody come into your experience who needs you to share that with them so that they can have it too. Okay. So here's the thing. This person is going to go through a lot of grief as they have these realizations. And they're showing me when for the longest time, I carried, well, I guess it was only about 5 or 6 years, I carried the grief of my father's suicide, because I used to think to myself, well, maybe if I had done different, if I had gone with him, then, you know, he wouldn't have killed himself. I could have talked him out of it. And it was the person I was married to at the time who looked me square in the face and said, and by this time, like I said, about 6 years had passed, and my ex-partner, he told me, he said, you know, if you'd have went with your dad, he would have killed you too. And that shit hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt like I was the one with this 10 of swords. In that experience, that one was telling me my truth that I couldn't see the forest from the trees. You know, I couldn't see that truth. And that shit was, whoa, that was a huge realization. Huge realization, carrying that burden. So whatever this is, this childhood wounding, you guys have something in common. I see you have more awareness about it. You've accepted it more. You've been more actively working to heal that in yourself, or you have healed it to a higher degree or completely even. So now there's somebody here who needs to do the same thing. I'm hearing, do you have the patience to allow this person to process their grief? You know, the guidance has changed. Remember who you've become. Don't fall back into who you've been, because that's one of the dangers that comes up when you're dealing with somebody where you have a common trauma bond, is that you can fall back into your old cycle and perpetuate that all over again, start all over again. But in this experience, that's not what I'm seeing happening here. I'm seeing that you have done a lot of work. to heal yourself from that bond. And so now you attract somebody here into your life, and this person, y'all have past issues in common. And, I do see like this person is somebody who's willing to work on those issues, because this is the other part of that challenge, in that you can't make them choose to heal it. You can't make them choose a new perspective. You can't make them choose to be enlightened and free themselves from it. You can lead the horse to water, baby, but you can't make them drink. Some of them is a Chinese zodiac horse, because I just said that saying. Or maybe you are. You can't make them, but you can present the information. You can present the information. And there is a lot of grief that's going to come through that. But this is an opportunity for soul growth and expansion. Definitely. And so what I see, the 901, you or this person, big fear of, a person leaving, fear of abandonment, fear of getting played. What would be a good idea is to communicate a little bit more. Keep communicating. Necessary to communicate here. Okay, fear. Somebody doesn't realize that they have fears of abandonment. For the many years I didn't. It was actually a viewer off this channel who was the one that asked me, so where do your abandonment issues arise from? And I remember telling her specifically, I never really thought I had abandonment issues. This is the first time I'm considering that I have abandonment issues. Well, dang, with the suicide of my father, that's not abandonment at all, right? Wrong. So, until there's an awareness, so conversation. You got to accept when you're creating new levels of awareness in people about major things in their life, like this could be shocking all for them. You just rock somebody's whole world. You know what I'm saying? You'll rock somebody's whole world. You gotta be patient with them. They're gonna need time to process that. That could give them grief. They could ball their head out. When I found out Jesus wasn't born on December 25th, I found out a bunch of truth that day. And let me tell you, I cried for an hour straight, bawled my head off before I started to calm down, because everything that I knew to be true was a lie. And somebody here, this is what they're finding out. Like something that they held on to so strong was a lie. And just like that day I learned that, your dad would have killed you too. Dang, I had never considered that. That was a hurtful thing to consider, but it freed me. And, they're showing me again that pain can be freeing. It can be it could break the spell, baby. In the movies, it's the pain. They showed me that Indiana Jones again, when was this? His name was Shortstop or something like that. Anyways, a little kid burned him with the torch, and it broke the spell that the people had on him. So sometimes it hurts like a bee, but it sets you free. That's what we say with that 3 of Swords card, ain't it? And which is not in this reading. Not 10 of Swords is, which is better than the 3 of Swords right now, because this lets me know that somebody's already had that realization. You're having a partner who's already had a realization. Talk to them. Be gentle in the way you talk. Delicate. They're going to go through a huge period of grief. You have to remember when you first, I'm hearing one of the things that will help you is to remember when you were stuck in these ideas before. This is part of why God put you next to this person, because you've been stuck like they've been stuck. They don't know no better. That is their whole reality. And you're about to drop the bomb on them that could change their reality. Yeah. Give them time to have their different perspective. Maybe they might withdraw for a little while. They'll be back. Hold on. If they do withdraw, remember, if you let it go and it returns to you, it's always yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. At least you shared some insight, right? But I see that this person will, even if they, some of you, the withdrawals, they going to go to the garage and sit there for an hour and cry it out, think it out. Maybe they going to go, talk to their soul for a minute. Maybe they're going to need to sleep for a while. They're going to go to their man cave, or they're going to go to their own house for a while. They'll be back. And when they do, embrace them, embrace them. And maybe you don't start off with that as a subject again. They have it. Let them sit with that energy. Give them a chance to expand. Expansion is not exactly easy. It requires the bursting of the old skin, the bursting of the old limitations. And that's what somebody is having happen here. The bursting of the old limitations. So we have an important life change that's happening for somebody here where there's being freedom from destructive impulses, freedom from limiting thoughts. Somebody realizes here, like, it's okay for me to be wealthy. It's okay for somebody here, there's a thin line between taking care of your family and enabling them. Somebody's realizing where things are on that line. Either maybe, there was some guilt over not doing stuff, but really all you were doing was enabling. And somebody's having that strong realization. And that's kind of hurtful to realize, like, dang, I can't even help you no more. Because now I know that by helping you, all I've been doing is hurting you, helping you perpetuate the dang same cycle. God is saying, the fool, trust in me and let go of what was for this new life. That's what God is saying in this. That Fool card energy. All right, I want to do another spread over top of this. This time I'm going to use the key to the tarot cards. Pull another spread over top of this. I'm going to pull my extended Celtic that I love to do for you. And let's see what other messages wants to come through in this for you. So there's been some limiting beliefs, that you couldn't, or it wasn't going to ever be, or it would never work out, or you weren't deserving, or you weren't worthy. But you've already been through the pain. I mean, you've helped to where it hurt. This cat that's biting the hand that feeds it. You have already helped to your own detriment, is what I'm hearing, to the point where you caused yourself pain. And you learned from that. So I'm definitely picking up on somebody's energy here who, you're a giver, baby. You got such a big heart. You'll give them the shirt off your back. I heard you have done it literally at least once in your life. And so here's the thing. By your being that way, all you did was get yourself... They're showing me a parable. All you did was get yourself bit. They bit your hand, okay? They're showing me this parable that I've heard of about this girl. She finds a sick snake. She nurses it back to health. She loves the snake. And then once the snake is healed, it bites her. Well, damn, it's a fucking snake. Did you think it was going to stop being what it was? Somebody here, had to realize that. Maybe, you were helping somebody and it hurts to let them go, but you can't do nothing else for them no more because it's not helping them at this point. It's just keeping the cycle going and they're not learning what they need to do, because what's happening is you're trying to play God in their life. This devil card energy coming out. You're trying to play God in their life. And really, you the devil in their life, because you're allowing them to stay stuck in the same cycle where somebody come in and rescue them. And that's not your position. That is not, play your position, baby. Play your position. And you'll know when it's time to stop enabling something, because you'll see that the cycle isn't changing. The person isn't changing. They're not making any improvements. Nothing has changed. Did they learn some lessons? Well, maybe you do want to keep it going, but that's not the experience that's coming out in these cards right here, right? This is somebody where the enabling has been ineffective to create any positive or lasting change. It might change for the moment for a week or two, and then it's right back to the same old thing. And now inside, and this is in regards to a relationship with another. Remember that. And this person comes up to highlight in you where you made all this growth for yourself. You really don't want to take a step backwards like this after all how far you've come, right? You've come a long way from where you were to get here. And if somebody ain't ready for you, you can't force feed it to them. All right. So in your energy, you're showing up as the 10 of Cups, honey. You are living a good life. Happy family. Happy family. This is your happy ending. You are living your happy ending. Yeah, living your best life, living your dreams, living your dreams. This is what you always wanted. You got it. And the opportunity crossing is the 7 of Swords. Okay, the opportunity is for you to apply strategy here, honey. I heard some people get real uncomfortable with your happiness. Some people get real uncomfortable with the fact that you're living your dreams. You need to apply some strategy here, because that is not the point of focus that benefit you at all. Okay, somebody here is deceiving themselves about their happiness. This is a situation where your happiness comes because you release yourself from some of the patterns that you observe from the family, right? And somebody here is unaware of that. And so here you are, by the divine plan, planted in this person's path for however long that lasts. We're not saying it's going to be forever, and we're not saying it's not going to be forever, but what they're saying is the lesson can endure. You're planted strategically by the divine in somebody's path. Queen of Wands is below. You're creative. Your joy is real. You're inspiring. You inspire other people. Your happiness is contagious. You got a sexy energy about you. People will look at you and tell you you're beautiful. And really what they're seeing is they're attracted to your energy. You got a beautiful, happy-go-lucky energy. You'll be very creative. You have some skill in the use of the divine power of energy and magic that you possess. Okay, you have awareness of that. With this black cat sitting at her feet, as it usually is on the Queen of Wands card, you have access to the intuition. You have access to your intuition. Got it. Move strategically at this time. Let me see what's in behind is the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles just said to me, one of the meanings that Spirit gave me of it a few years ago was the end of a soul contract. You've already completed certain soul contracts. That's what made you this exorcist energy, where not only you freed yourself, but you, by the freeing of yourself from those destructive impulses, you have the ability to free other people as well by creating awareness, right? At that point, it's up to them to drink the water or not. It's up to them. But let me see what's above you. You have justice. You're thinking about justice being served. You're very aware of how justice is always being served. I heard very aware how this planet and this universe and God is always exacting balance. Okay, getting what you deserve is something that happens. Some people got to get what they deserve so they can learn to stop biting the hand that feeds them. Some people got to pay the consequences of what they do. And some people is making themselves pay consequences for other people, and you could be communicated to that. Why do you have to pay the consequences for what they've been doing? Is it helping them that you keep paying the consequences for what they've been doing to themselves? What's in front of you? The Two of Wands. There's that choice point. You got a decision coming. What will you do? You have a world of opportunity in front of you, and it looks like, your back is... what you were doing before, that's done. That it is fixed against the wall there. I did it. Okay, that's done. Now it's time to do something different because I have this opportunity in my hand. Okay. Let me see what actions you're taking. Judgment. And there it is. That's that second chance energy. This is the chance to make a different decision. Okay. This is a chance to free yourself. Free yourself from the destructive impulses, because as long as you're enabling them in another, you're also enabling them towards yourself. Again, they're showing me the thing with the neighbor at the business. The energy you put out comes back to you. So if you're over here keep trying to save somebody that don't want to be saved, and God is saying you need to let them go so they can have their awakening moment, okay? Or God is using you to help this person to free. You're making the announcement. Some of you are simply this angel making the announcement. Some of you are the person that's hearing the announcement of the angel that is saying, hey, free yourself of this. You've done all you could do. Okay, you'll know which one you are. You already do. Let me see. Other side of the table is the Page of Pentacles, and that's that life lesson. Somebody got to learn that life lesson. For somebody, this is your child, an earth sign child. Somebody's going to learn this lesson. Okay, somebody's going to learn this lesson. There's a rebirth here happening. And the Page of Pentacles deals with lessons around materialism. Somebody's going to learn how to handle their finances better. Somebody's going to learn how to handle their health better. Somebody's going to learn how to appreciate the things they hold in their hand a lot better. Having access to things. Somebody will learn how to focus their mind a lot more powerfully to create what they want to see in their life, instead of looking at what they don't have all the time. They're going to start looking, well, all I got is this one shiny coin. Well, I guess I'm going to look at this shiny coin and appreciate it until more are attracted to it. And that literally is how it works. Let me see. In your innermost fears is the Death card. Your hopes and fears is Death card. You're hoping for a change, but God, you're afraid it means you got to let go. And you could really not want to let go, because it's not who you truly are. You are loving and giving and caring by your natural nature. So this is going to cause you to get uncomfortable, get into your discomfortable zone, to have this freedom, to have this change come about. Let me see. Outcome energy is the Nine of Swords. This is you facing those fears, aligning your thoughts, making sense of things so you can reach that epiphany energy. If you're, I heard you need one too. Okay. Nine of Swords, telling something to somebody that they don't necessarily want to hear. They might not want to hear what it is. And I also see somebody, you're going to stay up all night. You're going to process this. You could be up all night processing this information. But I see this is you also with that Page of Swords here that we had here. And this Nine of Swords, I see this is you asking, figuring out, what do I need to understand? You know, what questions do I need to ask God to show me the answers to? What questions do I need the universe to reveal the solutions and answers about? Okay. And finally putting words to those. Some of you deep in prayer this evening. I see that. Let me see outcome energy, what this looks like. Looks like the Five of Swords. It looks like, oh my God, I don't like this. I'm doing something I don't want to do. It looks like somebody being gaslighting. It looks like there's cutting of ties. It looks like there's a disagreement. It looks like there's cross-current energies. We have the Magician. Cutting ties with a manipulator. Cutting ties with somebody who tried to control you. Cutting ties with those who would try to tell you what you need to do because maybe you always took care of them. That they're trying to tell you what you need to do now, and you're looking to cut ties with those, okay? Somebody is afraid to speak up for themselves against a person that has, just with their words, been very skilled at keeping you right where they want you, where you're most beneficial for them, but it's been detrimental to you. So I see you cutting ties, stepping into your power, using your ideas and your power to make things, to look at what is most beneficial for you that allows things to shift in your favor. Yeah, instead of self-sabotaging energy. I see you taking power over self-sabotaging beliefs and ideas, or teaching somebody else how to. Let me see what else. We have the Star, and there's that healing energy. Okay, you have the Star here. This is healing, blessed, safe, and protected. Somebody here, the reason you're going to cut ties from some folks is because you know you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your home. Somebody here, you need to protect your body. Now, I didn't specifically see physical violence here, but for somebody, I'm hearing it now. I'm hearing it through the spiritual ear that, yeah, you need to protect yourself from some violence. You need to protect yourself from some, I heard unsavory characters. Unsavory characters. Spirit is showing you who to cut ties with, who to protect yourself with, who not to engage with anymore. Some of y'all have this by means of a dream. God shows somebody by means of a dream who you've been enabling or who you can't be around because they're hanging out with people that are unsavory characters. Let me see what else we have. The Seven of Cups. Illusions, okay? Healing beyond illusions and opening up energy as well. So you're healing from certain illusions that you have. And you're also opening up energy for yourself to have more options to do what the heck you want to do in your life instead of be controlled and told. Controlled and told by other people. For some of this has to do with family. You know, for some of you, you're going to be real happy when you strategically move away from the family because you're done. You're tired of trying to do everything for everybody all the time and then putting yourself on the back burner. If you're successfully taking care of your family, you feel good about doing it, that message is not for you. But if you're in misery about taking care of your family, and it feels like you're being taken advantage of, honey, you are. And you're the one that's allowing it to happen to yourself. If you feel like this is what I want to do, it feels good to do it, that's different. Your feeling about it is going to tell you everything. If it feels great doing it, then do it. But if it feels like shit doing it, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's that simple. For some of us, you know, we rush to our family when our family needs us because it feels right. It feels right, 100% right. But when you rush into the family and you're like, but I'm supposed to do this for myself, or I really don't want to do this again, that is your spirit letting you know. And you're starting to understand that a lot more. And there's the Hangman again. Something has definitely been on hold. And it was on hold for this contract to be completed. Some of these people in your family or this friendship cycle or this romantic relationship, whatever this is, has been there just for you to realize where you've been giving your power away and where you keep settling for stuff to do stuff for other people to try to make them feel better. And that shit ain't working. Because ain't nobody there worried about how you feel. Are you okay? You know, somebody keeps asking for more money. Somebody keeps asking for more money. And then you're like, well, damn, if I keep doing this, I can't even do it no more. You're like, I can't even do it no more. I can't give you no more. So somebody here, you're trying to find your way out of this. Yeah, because this Page of Pentacles is saying somebody keep asking for money. And you could have been giving it, afraid that this person wouldn't love you no more, wouldn't want to talk to you no more. Honey, if you're telling them you don't have the money to give to them and they don't love you and they don't want to talk to you no more, then this is where you say, good riddance. If they begin to tell you you're selfish, this is where you say thank you and put a big smile on your face, because you are not somebody who has been selfish. You are not a greedy person. The problem has been you've been overgiving to the point to where Spirit is like, listen, you're doing yourself damage, honey. You're doing too damn much. You need to slow your roll. You need to take care of you. If somebody, they said, they showed me the bed. They said, did you put yourself on bed rest? Did you end up getting sick because you just been doing too damn much for too many people? You got yourself sick now? I heard sick and tired. I heard sick and tired. You say, I'm not on bed. So there's a warning there. If you're one of these people that's been doing stuff that you don't want to do for folks you don't want to do it for, because you know that this shit ain't changing, it ain't getting better. They just keep, now they see you as the bank of whatever your name is, and with no interest and no paybacks. You know what I'm saying? They never got to pay back those loans. That's how they feel. If they starting to feel that way, there's a warning here. Before you end up on bed rest, you better take care of you. I heard that. And then interesting. I love the way the Prince's little 3D creations right here are speaking, because it's like, did you study? Did you get the message? This is like, because it's showing me the desk and the throne. Like, it's time for you to get this message, to study this type of information, study this understanding. And what is the studying about? This is, again, taking me back to that Page of Swords. Where should you focus? Ask. Some of you don't know how to relieve yourself from the situation. Ask God, what's the quickest, easiest, most beneficial way out of this situation? And just leave it there. And when the door gets open for you, just walk through it, or let them walk through it. Don't fight them. Oh no, don't go. Nuh-uh. Oh no, I'll say Some of you, it's as simple as just ask. What's the solution to this problem? Fill in the blank. What is it? And then allow that answer to show up. And when the door opens, honey, walk through it. It just reminded me of experience of a young lady. I know she had met a really great guy, and she was still holding on to some settling shit just for whatever reason that was serving her purpose at the time. And it's like, listen, you need to let go of that before it messes up this good guy that you just met, right? And so, she thought about it, and the universe opened the door, and she pushed that fool right through it. And guess what? Everything is fine with the good guy. She did it in perfect timing. She did it a perfect way. It worked out perfectly. She saw the signs when the universe opened the door, and so that told her that it was time for that fool to go. So she let go of the fool, and she got her a real good one. Is that what's going on here for somebody? It's a choice that's got to be made. There is a choice coming out, and it's a place of power for you. So yeah, this is what's coming through. Let's get a little bit of these handmade oracle cards and see what else Spirit wants to say about this before we get out of here. I'm pleased to say that I've been very busy. So that's great. Been busy with nails, been busy with personal readings. Thank you for all of you who keep choosing me for personal readings. I still have times available. So, if you want to get a personal reading, the information is below the video, how you can contact me. And I would love to do that for you. That's fine. If you don't need one, that's fine. You can just keep on coming back. Watch these videos. Give my videos a thumbs up. Tell somebody about it. Whatever works. Okay, let's see, what else can you show? What's the most valuable information you want to share with the ones who are tuned in here to this message? Thank you. We got 3 cards came out, it looks like. A family member. Now, this could be soul family. So some people think that soulmates are people who are your love for the rest of your life. And I have a different definition of that. Soulmates are people who cause your soul to grow. And some of you, this is a literal blood family member. For some of you, this is just a member of your soul family. Okay. A family member. And then we says, people will feel, think, and say whatever they will, but none of that could ever decide my truth. So is it you're worried about what the family's going to say? Is it that you're worried about how they're going to talk about you? Honey, if you cut off somebody who is using you and don't care about how far, how much they use and how much you run out for them and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they're going to talk stuff about you when you cut them off. You should expect that. They're not going to all of a sudden now find gratitude and go run around praising you. Well, My sister, she took care of me. I didn't have no place to go. She's not going to run around telling nobody, oh, when I was homeless and going to jail, she took care of my children for me and fed them. She's not going to tell nobody how you paid her probation. She ain't going to tell nobody how you gave her a car, a phone, and a job. She ain't going to tell nobody how you clothed her. She ain't going to tell nobody, or they ain't going to tell nobody all the good things you did for them. You will be a sack of shit that never did nothing for them, and they'll make up some more shit to add on top. Expect them to talk shit about you. Expect that, because it's probably what they're going to do if they're these low vibrational people that's coming in that God's saying, you need to walk away from that mess. Okay, let me see what else. The best feeling is knowing you love me as much as I love you. And you know what? I had a brief meetup with a friend of mine, and more of an associate, not a close friend, but a friendly associate. And I was telling her one of the things I've been doing, waking up, giving myself hugs and kisses. I love you. I love you, Melinda. You take such good care of me. You always here for me. And that's the vibe that I'm getting with this. You need to look at where you're looking for love in all the wrong places. Worried about how they feel so much about you when you've offered the best and they still ain't loving on you. You've offered them so much of your best and they still ain't loving on you. And so if you can love yourself, you did everything that you could for them. Now it's time for you to take care of you. And that's what I see. Anywhere where you are dealing with this person who has abandonment issues and you've been kind of coaching them, guiding them, just hearing them out and having conversation with them. This is one of the things that they got to learn to understand. They've been trying so hard to make sure, well, I just want her to say good things about me. I want her to love me back. You can't fucking force them to love you back. You can't force them to get it. It's not possible. And this person will find much more fulfillment if they would do to show themselves the love that they deserve to be receiving, and one of those things is, somebody here, you plain and simple, you just got to forgive yourself. You just got to forgive yourself for being so worried about being loyal and faithful to those people who ain't been nothing but trash talking you, been mean to you, disrespectful, disloyal, and dishonest. So that's going to be a huge release. What you're looking for is the love that loves you as much as you love you. And love, and there's a reciprocation of love here. And that's what you got to understand that. So I trust and believe that you have received the message that you came here for. Until next time, darling, I'm sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Until next time. Later, baby. And I'm out.